Hey everybody, this is Dr. Matt Joosse at Joosse Family Orthodontics in Williamsburg, Virginia. Wanted to show off this case. It is one of my favorite cases that we finished in 2023 for two reasons. One, it's just an incredible transformation, and number two, because it couldn't happen to a better girl. So let me introduce you to Sophia. This is Sophia when she started, and you can kind of tell, but Sophia doesn't really like her smile. She's not really that enthusiastic about showing off what's underneath of those lips and smiling big for people. So here's a close-up of Sophia's teeth, and we've got all kinds of stuff going on here. We've got front teeth that are behind upper front teeth that are behind lower front teeth. We've got the same thing happening on the left side. We've got all kinds of crowding going on the bottom and on the top, and so we got a big space between the two front teeth. We got teeth getting lost, teeth coming in. It's kind of looks ugly right now. Here's a look at what Sophia looked like from the side. And, you know, this is a tough thing to see if you're not used to looking at teeth, but I want you to kind of focus on the lower front teeth and how they're tipped way back. It's like the teeth are tipped back towards her tongue. And this is one of the really interesting things that I find about bites, is that when people are inclined to have an underbite, the teeth do whatever they can do to try to avoid being in an underbite situation. So Sophia's body has compensated for the fact that her jaws want her to have an underbite by having her lower front teeth lean way back. And because they're leaned way back, they're not in an underbite position. But if you can, with your mind's eye, just picture what these lower front teeth would look like if they were standing up straight. If they weren't leaned back towards her tongue and they were standing up straight, she would either hit what we call edge to edge. The upper front teeth edges would hit the lower front teeth edges, or perhaps she would be in an underbite. So this is a giveaway that she actually has a jaw discrepancy, not just a tooth issue here, but that the upper jaw is small relative to the lower jaw. And so we really need to address the skeletal discrepancy, the discrepancy between her upper jaw and lower jaw, in addition to just addressing some of the teeth issues. So when we address skeletal underbites, we use what we call a face mask or reverse pull headgear. This is just a stock internet image of a kid wearing this kind of headgear. What it's doing is we're using the forehead and the chin to kind of as stable points to pull off of. And then you can see that there are some rubber bands that hook up into the mouth, and you'll see what they hook up to in just a second. And they're pulling the upper jaw forward. And so we're trying to actually move the entire upper jaw forward to try to get rid of this underbite situation. Now you might say, well, Sophia doesn't actually have an underbite, and that's kind of true, but we know that she has this underbite situation, and so we really want to work on getting the upper jaw forward. So you can see how we started. I did not put braces on the lower teeth to begin. We started out with braces on the upper teeth, and we use a palate expander that'll make the upper jaw bigger in a side-to-side way. But then we also attach these hooks to it, and these hooks are where those rubber bands will hook up to, and then they'll connect to that face mask or that reverse pull headgear. The idea being that we're pulling the entire upper jaw forward while also working on some of the tooth positions. This is another look at that appliance. It's an upper palate expander. So this was before we did our turns on the palate expander. I think we had done a few of the turns already. And so what we're doing is we're making the upper jaw bigger in a side-to-side way. Again, on the sides, you can see these hooks where we hook up to the face mask to bring the upper jaw forward. And you can see that with my braces, I'm helping to create space. So right here in the upper right, there's an entire tooth that belongs between this adult tooth and this adult tooth. So it is very, very crowded. On the left side, you can see that these two teeth are kind of occupying a similar position, just one is on the outside and one is on the inside. Again, very, very crowded. So how are we going to make space? Well, we're going to make space by using this palate expander. As we expand the upper jaw in a side-to-side way, we're creating space, and we're also using these springs on the braces to help create space where we need it. So here's a look at some of the progress with the expander, and you can see that at this point in the upper left, we've resolved all the crowding. So the canine and the lateral incisor are now next to each other instead kind of superimposed front to back. And on the right side, we've finally begun to create enough space for this canine tooth to come in. Now, I would argue that right now in this picture we don't have quite enough space for that canine tooth to come in, but we obviously created a little bit more later. If you were comparing this expander has widened in a side-to-side way, and then we've glued it so that we've sealed it in a side-to-side way so that it holds all the expansion that we gained. Here's a picture of where Sophia finished. This is a really, really beautiful smile here, and so that looks great. Here's a picture of the side of her bite where things finished. You can see obviously a really, really awesome improvement there. And here's Sophia's smile at the end. Beautiful, beautiful smile, Sophia. Here's a picture of the upper jaw when we finished. You can see that all of the teeth are in. Everything is perfectly in line. And because we had such big discrepancies between the front teeth, remember not the two front teeth, but the next two were set really far back, I've bonded this little wire to the back side of the teeth to help hold those teeth forward. So that's the purpose of that wire. I'll show you a couple comparisons. This is the front of her mouth when we started on the left and when we finished on the right. Obviously huge changes, especially when you look at not just the front two teeth and the gap closing, but those next two teeth coming forward. This is a pretty incredible change. Here it is from the side, and again, if you look at those lower front teeth, they are leaned way back to start with. You can see that we've what we say uprighted. We've made them go straight up and down, and we've really set her bite to be in a perfect situation here. All of the upper teeth are to the outside of the lower teeth. They're all fitting together just like they should be. This is beautiful. And then finally, the difference in Sophia's smile. And she's still learning how to smile. She told me when we finished that she still wasn't quite comfortable with showing off her smile, but I know that she's getting there. And you know, probably the best thing about this whole case is just watching Sophia grow up, getting to know her throughout treatment, and I really love this smile right here. This is a bigger smile, and this is probably the biggest smile that she's ever shown. And I'm really proud of this smile because I know that we did great work here. I know that we changed a life here, and we're going to change how she feels about herself. We're going to change her confidence to smile. We're going to change her confidence about being the person that she is naturally. And we're just really excited to see this change. So congrats, Sophia. If you have any questions about this treatment or what treatment might be best for you, just please let us know. Thanks so much.